Tough night for the Pacers. They fall to the New York Knicks at home at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, 106 to 100. Pacers blow a 20-point lead. It's the dreaded 20-point lead against the New York Knicks. Somehow the Knicks, that's a magical number. They came back from 20 twice against the Boston Celtics. Now they do it against the Indiana Pacers. And here we are. We've got a series, 2-1. You know what they say? The series doesn't begin until the home team wins, or something like that. That's kind of how this series has gone so far with 3 road victories. Pacers win 2 in Madison Square Garden, and now the Knicks come in and steal 1 from the Pacers, kind of ruining a huge sports day in Indianapolis with the Indy 500 during the day and the Pacers hosting what they were hoping would give them a 3-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight. Didn't happen. And it didn't happen for some pretty obvious reasons. Second half, the Pacers offense goes AWOL, completely gone. Where did it go? The Pacers live and die by the three-pointer, and tonight they died by it. 5 three-pointers out of 25 attempts. 5 of 25 from threes. Andrew Nembhard got gun-shy late. They kept giving him shots. He wouldn't take them. Where's that confident swagger that we usually see from Andrew Nembhard? Aaron Nesmith became a non-factor because he rolled his ankle and then had to come back in, try to play on the wounded ankle, but the damage had been done in that period that he was gone. You know, he leaves the game and immediately a double-digit lead gets chopped down, and eventually on a insane run by Karl Anthony Towns, who hit some very difficult shots, the New York Knicks took the lead, and the Pacers couldn't get momentum back until the Knicks had a 2-possession advantage. And a lot of that was Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson sat on the bench for a good deal during the fourth quarter because of foul trouble. But I'll tell you, that injury to Aaron Nesmith, let's not forget about that, because that I felt really changed the game, because at that time Rick Carlisle was setting his rotation, resting. I think he had Miles Turner out of the game. He had Pascal Siakam out of the game. He had Tyrese Halliburton out of the game, and so there wasn't a lot of offense. You had Obi Toppin out there. You had I think Nembhard was out there, but Nesmith leaves injured. And now you've got a lot of backups. You've got to try to find points with this backup group with TJ McConnell running the point, and they couldn't find any offense. And Obi Toppin, not a good night. And as a result, the Pacers blow what was seemingly an insurmountable lead. But as Reggie kept pointing out over and over again during the broadcast, the Pacers went from being up 20 to only being up 13 at halftime. And that gave the Knicks a sense of life. I don't know if it would have made that big a difference, but yes, the Pacers took their foot off the gas, which is kind of an interesting cliche since it was race day in Indianapolis. But that's what they did. They they had their foot on the throttle and they took it off. And it's unfortunate because the Pacers had every opportunity to go up 3-0. Now they're. I still feel pretty confident in the Pacers. I think they'll bounce back from this. This has been kind of their pattern. They go through they go through these games where or these series where they get a couple of wins, they give one away, and then they come back and play pretty well. But it wasn't about the Pacers' defense. It wasn't about Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns or anyone else going completely off on the Pacers. It was about the Pacers not scoring enough points. 42 points in the second half, 20 points in the fourth quarter, outscored 36-20 in the final period at home isn't going to get it done. And it didn't get it done tonight. They didn't hit the big shots they needed to hit. They didn't hit three-pointers, which they need to make. And as a result, New York celebrates the victory on Indiana's floor. And now you've got the quick turnaround to Tuesday night when the game 4 will be played in this series. And that really is going to perhaps decide the series. Whoever wins game 4, I think probably ends up ultimately winning the series. Because if the Knicks get game 4 tied up 2 apiece, it's a best of 3, and 2 of the games are in New York. And they'll have all the momentum after coming in and stealing 2 in Indiana after the Pacers had won the first 2 in New York. If the Pacers win, they go up 3-1. Now they've got 3 to win 1, and they'll have one of those 3 at home. I think this is going to be a huge game 4. Get ready for it because the Pacers are going to need all the support they can get. But this is part of the growing pains, I think, of a young squad that still doesn't have the experience of getting all the way through the playoffs with a championship. And they felt good about themselves. The crowd was all energized. That 20-point lead had the place rocking. But you cannot count the Knicks out. They have proven it over and over again. And they proved it again tonight. I mean, they will keep fighting. And when they started to cut into that lead and they got it down to where it was 11 and then it got into single digits. In fact, I think at 11 they had a three-pointer and made it 8. And at that point I thought Pacers are going to lose this darn thing. They're going to blow this. Because this is exactly what the Knicks do. They figure out a way to go on a run, put the pressure on the team that was ahead, because nobody wants to blow a 20-point lead. And then once that team starts to buckle under the pressure, the Knicks take advantage. And they did tonight. Pacers didn't get much shooting from Miles Turner from beyond the arc. Tyrese Halliburton didn't have a great day behind the arc. Aaron Nesmith wasn't Aaron Nesmith that we saw in New York. 5 for 25 as a team. That isn't going to get it done. And so the Pacers, they just got to come back out and be themselves. It's not like the Knicks blew them out, and it's not like the Knicks scored a ton of points. This is the way the Knicks have to win games. They have to win them lower scoring. The Pacers have to get this game up and down. I thought the Knicks did do a good job in a few areas. Number one, I thought the way they switched on screens and made sure the Pacers didn't get open three-point looks, they were very good at that. And Rick Carlisle's going to have to go study the film, figure out a way to either free up three-point shooters or take advantage of that defense in other ways so that the Knicks have to adjust to it or think about something else so they can't just be totally geared on taking away the Pacers' three-point shots. Pacers transition game, I thought when the game got close, that transition game kind of slowed down. And if the Pacers are running and gunning, they generally are playing a more lively style that suits the Indiana Pacers and works against the New York Knicks. But once they slow down, they're playing the tempo of the Knicks. The Knicks made it more of a half-court game in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks absolutely dominated the final 12 minutes. Love to hear your thoughts on this. You can leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the channel and like this video. Plus, we want you to share this channel. That'd be really important as well. All right, it is Game 4 coming up Tuesday night. It's going to be a big one. Hope everybody's tuned in for it. We'll talk to you later. Have a great night. Have a great holiday. And thank you to those that have served, and a special appreciation to those that have given the ultimate sacrifice so we can live in such a free country. All right, have a great Memorial Day. We'll talk to you again soon.